Hey, my name is Abigail Howarth, and I am a biological systems engineer at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about my College of Engineering experience. As you can see here, these are the ambassadors. That's the organization that I'm a part of that you're watching the videos for right now. And we do outreach for engineering, and we go and talk about engineering at schools and at different events so that kids can learn more about it. So the reason that I chose a career in engineering is ultimately because I kind of wanted to make a difference. There's a lot of different steps that you can take with your career, and obviously all sorts of careers are really important. But I think like specifically some of the things that I'm passionate about are some of the world's like biggest problems that we really need sort of new technology and new solutions to solve. And engineers can play a big part in that because engineers can develop novel technologies and bring them to the market in a way that is uniquely powerful to sort of help address some of these grand challenges. Like there's actually this website sponsored by the National Academy of Engineers called Grand Challenges for Engineering, and they've kind of highlighted all of these big challenges as sort of some of the biggest goals of engineers today in terms of what engineers are researching and working on and some of the big problems in the world we have to solve. And obviously my focus is sort of on engineering better medicine. That's my main emphasis area. I am a biomedical engineer. So I choose UNL in order to have more options and resources. I was looking at a few different schools that I liked, but I thought that UNL, it's a Big Ten institution. They provided me with a good scholarship. I liked the campus. I thought it was nice and it was big and it had a lot of buildings with a lot of different resources. And ultimately, it's just when you have a university that gets so much funding, there's just a lot more that you can do in your program in terms of research and getting good courses and talking with good professors and things like that. So the way that college works is it's a lot different from high school. You're not in class from 9 to 5. It's a lot less demanding in terms of time spent in class, but there are lots of ways to fill up the rest. So I'm kind of going to talk about it, some of the other things that I'm involved in, but yeah, having class, that doesn't take up most of the time. Most of your time is going to be taken up by other things that you do with the rest of your life. And so you just have a lot of freedom to nap, to work on homework when you want to, and to get involved extracurricularly and do any kind of work that you want to do, depending on what your goals are. And you can tailor it to that. So math and science will always be important to engineers. These are just some pictures of some of like the homework and some snapshots of textbooks that I've had for some of my classes. I definitely think that part of what motivated me to be an engineer was that I like math and science. And at college, learning about engineering, that is affirmed. You work on a lot of math and science. There's some CAD drawings in here. There's some chemistry. There's some design drawings. So there is a lot of math and science. And if you like that as an engineer, even you don't necessarily have to be the best at it, but if you like math and science, then that is one good reason to be an engineer. And it's one reason I chose to be an engineer. Even though it's fun to learn about the fundamentals, though, engineering goes farther and you actually get to design things. So for instance, that little car that you see on top, that was a car made out of food. And that was what I did for my project entering the biological systems engineering major. And that was a fun project. We had to design that car so it would go fast on a ramp, and we had to be able to eat it completely afterwards. So that was very exciting. And now they actually design, I think, solar powered cars, which is kind of fun. So they changed the project a little bit to be a little bit more sort of applicable widely, because obviously a food car isn't as much, but I thought it was a fun project. So we designed that. On the bottom, you see a picture with the Biomedical Engineering Society. I did an event where we helped build cars for kids with some sort of motor abilities like impairment, so that they're able to move around and explore their environment and have independence, and that really helps them like develop and be happy. So I was able to help with that. I guess we didn't actually like design the cars, but we got to build them and we got to sort of flesh out that design. So that was fun. And then the other two pictures are from Fountain Wars, which is a club that I was involved with. And we have to make water powered designs. And even though it wasn't directly related to biomedical engineering, I thought that was a fun club to be involved in. because as a part of that club, it was just a really good hands-on way to build something. And we also got to travel to cool places through the club to compete. So I thought that was fun. And actually now as a senior, I'm working on my senior design project, and we don't have our design yet to show you a picture of, but we're going to have a shoe, like a clip-on for a shoe on the bottom, so that there's springs in it, right? And when you put your foot down, the stiffness, depending on whether you're running or walking or how much force you're putting on it, the stiffness will change to make it more comfortable and kind of lessen the energy demands on the person. So there's lots of design involved in engineering, and that's the part that I really enjoy. Oh, yeah, that's a video of our Fountain Wars design there. I also work in a research lab on campus. That's kind of a big way that I'm involved. Here's a picture of some of the people in the lab. Kind of the biggest thing that I've really done in the lab is a lot of data analysis. We have some carbon nanotube sensors for nitric oxide, and you don't necessarily have to know all about what that means, but nitric oxide is an important molecule in the body, and we're trying to find out about it, and we're also trying to find a way to make it easier to find out things about it by making a better sensor. Hopefully that makes sense. But I've done a lot of data analysis in MATLAB, and I came to college and I discovered that I really enjoy anything involving like programming or something sort of along those lines. So I thought that was super fun. And now I'm actually, along with doing the data analysis that I'm done, I'm working on a project to sort of make a sensor that's implantable. So we have these little wafers, little fibers that we're gonna implant into animals, maybe ultimately people, and just be able to continuously measure nitric oxide through that. So that I've gotten a lot of different kinds of research done in terms of data analysis and hands-on, and that's been part of a fun experience for me. Community outreach kind of helps me make a difference. Like here now at college, I like to interact with the community. I don't like to sort of be isolated on the campus, but there's lots of ways to get involved outside of campus as well. Many people have sort of an internship or a job. I've done engineering ambassadors, obviously. So we go to schools and meet people in the community, and we also can like referee competitions and do booths with activities. That's a way that I like to do community outreach. I've also helped out with something called like Respite Night at church, and I am involved with an organization called City Impact, which I don't need to go into details, but basically I just sort of volunteer in different ways outside of class, and I get to interact with people from the community and meet them, and it's a good experience. I think that prioritizing personal well-being is also really important in college. So, here I'll move my picture a little bit here so you can see better. But I like run a lot, so I've done half marathons, and I'm in the running club. And this is just a picture of like a place that I've gone running. But running is really fun. That's sort of the way that I prioritize my health and like my mental well-being at college, is by continuing to go running. So that's another important aspect of college. Obviously, the point I'm trying to make is engineering school is not only engineering. You also get to do other fun things that are just a part of your life, and you get to make your life kind of your own, tailor how you want to make it at college. With a new school come new friends. Here's a picture of me and some of my friends. Here's some of my roommates. Here's like mostly some friends from church. I also have some other friends. Sorry about that. Yeah. So these are just some of the friends that I met at college, and you meet a lot of new people. You meet people from like different cultures, different backgrounds. At college, it's kind of a big pool of people to get to know, and you can be involved in lots of different ways to meet people that way. And yeah, ultimately, it's fun to make new friends at college. Also, one thing I love about UNL that I should mention is the school spirit. I did not care at all about football when I came to college, and since I have come to college, I care a lot more. Like right now we're in the pandemic, and so I've been sad because we can't go to football games, but in general, I love going to see the marching band. I had a few friends in that. Here's like a game that was really snowy, and it was really fun because everyone was just going nuts and having fun. And I think we actually won, like we pulled out a victory that time. So I really, like I said, I love UNL school spirit. That's a fun aspect of UNL. in summary, in engineering, education is worth the effort. It's fun. If you love math and science, you get to do that. You get to go farther and engineer designs that ultimately are going to help you to make the world a better place. You also get to kind of build your life at college. Like, you have a lot of time that you can build your life around to be involved in any way that you want to be outside of school as well. So it's fun, and it's a good thing to do. Anyone have any? Yeah, we don't have any questions. It's just a video. That's all. Thanks.